Hello, welcome everyone to day 2 of the 5th week, which marks the last week of the regular season. So today we are gonna watch Sus play against TVC. Sadly, we're only gonna have one match today, as sadly one of the teams from the other matchup couldn't make it. We will see them play next week, however, so you stay tuned for that, because that will be the deciding match for Division B. So today I will be joined by Eli for some commentary, and we're just gonna head right into the first match.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you guys all know, it is Mother's Day, so we have a little bit of a schedule disorganization, unfortunately. But, again, it has been worked out, and we are able to get to you guys one of these matches today, and we will have the LBM versus Vendetta following Saturday next week. That'll be the first match of the day. Get that out of the way, and then we will be moving on to the playoffs, and we'll have standings updated and all that for you guys. So this is in a situation where TVC does need to defeat Sus here if they want a chance at clutching up the losers bracket at 2-2, securing that third place in their division. We will have to see how they're able to play it out here. Looks like we're going to see a mercenary ban from this hunter, and from the survivor side, looks like we're going to have Seer and Forward, two logical choices. Cowboy and Batter is not so common, but we'll have to see if they're just trolling or if they actually are going to go with this line here.
It would be a very interesting lineup, as it is a very harassment-heavy team comp, but might indeed just be trolling, and definitely not a team comp you see a lot, especially not in the first round. So it would be very interesting to see such a harassment-heavy team comp.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, going into the match here, looks like we are going to have Cowboy Batter in the first round plus a Forward. This is easily counterable by Excitement when you have triple harasser. Again, you typically would see Excitement from this hunter here, so we'll have to see what this hunter goes with here. I believe they are a violinist player, so Excitement on violinist isn't too bad. You don't necessarily need that blink or those peepers too early. Yeah, we'll have to see what they go with here. You do have quite a few chaseable characters. Oh, possibly Sculptor as well. This could be pretty good against something like a Seer. Oh, going over Axeboy. Gonna go through their options here, it looks like. So, yeah, we'll have to see what they have to go with here. And yeah, it looks like possibly gonna be going that Axeboy. We'll have to see. I would like to say, guys, if you guys are going to argue in the chat, you guys are getting muted. Also, if you guys are playing, you're not allowed to be in the chat. So I do see certain players that are currently in this match that are in the chat. You know who you are. Please remove yourself from the stream, or I will ban you from the stream. Thank you. Yeah, anyways. So, again, sorry about that, but it looks like we are going to see an Axeboy. Just waiting on the final character talents here. Axeboy round 1, I think going back to, we did see last week Vendetta play against Sus. That Axeboy from that one idiot was very effective against the Sus team. Almost able to secure a win, but a lucky dungeon spawn was able to clutch out the tie for Sus in that situation. So it is possible that this hunter looked back at that situation, saw that Sus might be a little bit more vulnerable to Axeboy than other hunters, and maybe trying to take advantage of that here. But we'll have to see how they're able to play it here. Again, going a little bit of a different team comp with that, Cowboy and Batter. We'll have to see how it does come into play here, but I am very interested to see what the trade is from the Axeboy yet again, possibly bring that excitement here for the situation.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's gonna be very interesting to see such a heavy harassment, heavy team comp. But yeah, it is kind of counterable against Excitement, with the Excitement. However, of course, Excitement does have that 90-second cooldown, so especially if they go in for a double play with their harassers, it's gonna be really rough for the Exploit to deal with that.
Let's see what this hunter has here. Well, it looks like going for that blink here, so not, basically saying I'm not afraid of these harassers. I can deal with them. He's going to rotate immediately towards the key spawn, which is this wedding spawn. Locating the Cowboy early here. It's a pretty good find for the hunter. We're going to see most of these survivors opting to actually take down the trees here. It looks like Seer immediately hopping on that Cypher machine. But no one else currently decoding so far. Let's see if he's able to locate the Cowboy. Doesn't look like that is going to be the case. Was able to use that lasso to transition away here. And he's going to head towards Church most likely next. Oh no, he's just going to completely pass up Church here. We did see the Batter decoding there, but looks like he's not going to go for it here, and he's going to head towards back 8 instead, which he will find the Seer here.
Oh it
No,
does
looks like
seem like he found the
Marco
Cowboy's
Church.
tracks, so it's gonna be the Cowboy taking the first kite instead.
He sees the batter as well. He's going to actually tunnel the Cowboy instead.
Ooh,
Wow!
nice prediction!
Right out the gate there from the Axe Boy. A very good start here, and it looks like this could be a quick down. He has Blink available. And, a little bit of missed time from the Axe Boy there. Possibly pick on that hit just a little bit short, but does have a flame online right here. We're going to see the Cowboy. No, he doesn't have. There's the blink and the down. Very quick down on the Cowboy here. This is an excellent early game for this Axe Boy, and this is exactly what we're talking about. How there's a small, there's a little chance that these players might be slightly vulnerable to Axe Boy after we saw it happen in the last round of last week. And we're gonna see if he can make it to basement here. I think he's going to be able to get it here, and this is a very strong start for this Axe Boy. They weren't even able to, utilize that Seer Owl too, which could come back to hurt them here. So expect the survivors not to save. You really don't want to go for a basement save this early in the game. But if the Axe Boy is able to do so here, he probably will pressure that back 8 cycle where the Seer is currently decoding.
Yes, it does seem to be the case, especially, of course, we only have one actual rescuer on the team, which is the forward. That is somewhat considered to be a rescuer in some cases, but definitely not suitable to do a basement rescue at all. So they don't really have a choice but to sell this Cowboy here.
Yeah, looks like we're going to see the batter possibly give Tinnitus here. I would not expect a rescue. That seems very, very unlikely in this situation. Batter probably is carrying Tide. Oh, he's going to come in for the save. This is very, very surprising from Sus here. If the Axe is able to stuff the save, it goes from a tie to a win from the Survivor side. They're going to use the Owl to go for the rescue. Yeah, and they're really just committing to this rescue here. Let's see if he's able to get this flame hit possibly. And is unable to get it. Possibly going for some drop down hits here. No, swing and a miss on that one. He's going to just going to hit the Cowboy. Playing for this tie is not bad whatsoever. Was in a pretty good position to possibly, secure more of a winning situation. If he was able to get the drop-down hit there, he's going to go ahead and get that full presence, making it so every time one of the survivors leaves the corrupt area, they will be slowed down. We're going to see the batter try to harass here. Let's see what the X-Boy is able to do in this situation. Double harasser here. Going to drop another tree. Yeah, the only downside to this is there's just only one person decoding, so...
So, especially at 3 sides remaining, not an ideal situation. However, it would be very interesting to see if they can actually make this work, because now the forward is getting chased, the batter had to get chased away, also managed to stall a bit. Cowboy might potentially be able to pick himself up.
Yeah, looks like forward come in, gonna use that football. Ooh, a little bit of missed time from the Axe Boy, maybe could have gotten that swing off, but wasn't able to do it there. Let's see if he's gonna pick him up. He's gonna pick him up. His forward gonna go for the stun. He's gonna go for the stun, and he's gonna drop him. This is a very good play from the Axe Boy. He saw the forward going for that 360 stun. There's no reason, to try to force a swing hit there. He's just gonna play it safe, and we're gonna see the forward try to keep harassing here. Keep in mind this Cowboy is dead on chair, so if you're this character here, you need to get the Cowboy on the rocket chair before they're able to pop that last Cypher machine. However, they just have now started the Cypher.
Gets the last just in time, really and there we have the forward taking the hit. Sadly did not get the stun off, which would be ideal in this situation, but still managed to support the Cowboy, making it so he could actually get away from the area. Misses his blink! Oh no! And now we are down to 1 Cypher. Great harassment from the forward here. Great support. And then we have the Seer and the batter on that final Cypher. They're almost halfway. Forward going down, which is, of course, way better than having the Cowboy go down and get out of the game. However, this does mean there's no one with Tide Turner, very likely, who is able to pull off a rescue here. So, especially with that basement that is very risky, they will have the Cypher primed in time.
Gonna go for the rescue here. This is very surprising. I think most teams would have just popped the Cypher machine there, probably possibly played for an in-game situation, but looks like they're really going for it here. If you're the Axe Boy, you want to get this drop-down hit. No, he's just going to hit him with no drop-down at all. This is very risky, unfortunately. We're going to see the batter go... Oh, misses the ball there. This is going to be huge for the Axe Boy. He's going to be able to get him down instantly, it looks like. And yeah, there's the down. Unfortunate misstep from the batter. This is going to give him a little bit of an opening here. I don't know if it's going to matter, though. We do see the forward transitioning towards the exit gate there. And I think they're going to be able to make it just in time, even with this path and these speed boosts from the Axe Boy. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. But it's going to be close. We're going to see the forward staying towards the middle here. Can he catch him in time? This is going to be very close. The Cowboy most likely will lasso the forward to close this distance.
And there we go with the lasso and a 3-man escape. Nice Very well played from Sus. Amazing support from the forward there. Definitely saved the game for Sus there. Exploit getting that early down, getting that basement as well, which almost turned the game into TVC's favor, but Sus having a great comeback, coming in with that double harassment, and then the forward basically topping it off, making it sure that the Cowboy could actually get away. And then the last Cypher was primed, getting out of that basement too. Really well played from Sus.
Yeah, very good job. Yeah, that harassing really did save the match. As you can see, the Exploit got a very fast down on the Cowboy with basement, so it was looking very good for them. They had an incredible position going so far. But yeah, nice comeback. Unfortunately, the Exploit wasn't able to deal with the harassing there, and it was a nice comeback from Sus. Well played to both sides. It's gonna be a 3-1. Currently, Sus leading going to the second half of the first round, and we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yes, we will be right back. Welcome back, everyone. So we are in the second half of the first match between Sus and TVC. So far, Sus managed to get a 3-man escape in their first match. Really well played, with also a not very standard lineup too, with the triple harassment. So that was really interesting match actually. But we are gonna see how TPC is gonna fight back. They do need to win a total of 2 rounds, which means that they need to win this matchup against Sus in order to have an opportunity to get into the playoffs. So this matchup is really important for TPC, and they cannot afford to lose a single match against Sus.
Absolutely. It looks like we're gonna see Owl hunting for Sus here. Looks like hovering over that Dream Witch currently. We're gonna see a Seer Ban, which does indicate most likely Blink from this Dream Witch. You typically don't see a Seer Ban and then a Hunter go Patroller, because in a situation where you have a Seer on your team, all you have to do as the Dream Witch is bait out the Owl, by swinging at the Survivor. You draw the Owl out, then you Patroller the Survivor. By the time you go to hit the Survivor, the Owl has ran out. So there's no real reason to, under most circumstances at least, to remove that Seer if you are going with Patroller. So I'm most likely going to see Blink here from Owl. Looks like from the Survivor side, we're going to see a triple Rescue and Decoder team comp. This is a pretty strong comp against a Dream Witch for going for either a tie or a Dungeon Escape in the late game. Essentially how this plays out is, your Hunter finds the mechanic early game, the Dream Witch downs the mechanic, and the Survivors essentially Cypher Rush as much as possible before the mechanic is eliminated, and then you play for a Dungeon Escape in the end game with 3 very good kiters, that being the Forward, Mercenary, and the Wildling. So, we'll have to see how this plays out. It really does depend on how quickly the Hunter can find that, the mechanic. It's very rare to see a Dream Witch ever chase a Wildling, Forward, or Mercenary in this team comp. And, Dream Witch in her main body form is a very fast hunter and can go around the map very quickly and look at the mechanic as early as they can. So we'll have to see how long it takes them to find that mechanic, and how long the mechanic can hide for.
Yeah, definitely. And especially since the map is Red Church, which is the smallest map in the entire game, that definitely works into the Dream Witch's favor with this team comp. It does seem like we are gonna see a switch to Explorer here, though.
Yeah, this is a very rare thing to do as a Survivor side against a Dream Witch. You typically don't want to use that Explorer against a Dream Witch. Explorer is easily found by a Dream Witch in comparison to other Hunters. However, this is, with the second Decoder on the team, if you do find the mechanic first as the Hunter, Dream Witches like to camp Cypher Machines in the endgame, right? So you get a Cypher Machine to 50%, you have 1 Cypher Machine remaining, and the Dream Witch simply camps it out, and the Survivor team can't do anything. However, if you have an Explorer in your team and the Explorer has not been eliminated, they can go get a password page and pop that Cypher Machine instantly without the Dream Witch, being able to camp it to their full, potential. So it is risky though. If you do find that Explorer first, it's harder for the mechanic to decode with someone injured, and the Cypher Rush does go down significantly. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see who the Dream Witch opts to target here.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a high risk, high reward type of team comp from TPC here. They do, of course, need to get 3 people out of the gate, so Cypher Rush is definitely something that would be very favorable for them. However, like you said, Explorer very vulnerable to this Dream Witch early game. So if he gets rotated out, it could work out very well for TPC, but if they do not manage to hide this Explorer, it may cause a huge risk, and it will come down to how long this Explorer can survive before taking a first hit at all in order for the mechanic to continue decoding. Especially since, of course, the Forward and the Mercenary both have very large debuffs in decoding too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, especially on a map like Red Church, this is the most difficult map for an Explorer to hide on. Again, Explorer is the best hiding character in the game. However, as an Explorer hiding on this map, there's really, it's so open in a lot of areas. There's not many patches of grass, very small map, and it's easier for the Hunter to locate, that Explorer. So again, we'll have to see how it plays out. Looks like we're going to see the Wedding spawn from this Dream Witch here. Someone does spawn in Graveyard, in addition to Bottom Broken, Shack, and Backgate. It looks like it is the Explorer in that area. Can he hide from this Dream Witch? If the Survivors have the spawn right, which they do, it looks like, he's going to be able to hide the best of his ability here. Dream Witch going to look in this area, but if he can't find the Explorer, this can waste a lot of time. Does have Tinnitus and does lose it there, so it looks like he's going to keep rotating here. And so far, the Survivors are off to a good start.
That's a really good start for TPC.
Looks like he caught under the trail of one of the Survivors here. I believe that's the Forward, though, so even better for TPC. Yeah, it does find the Forward here. Is he going to commit? Possibly going to leech him here. Yeah, going to leech. Try to go for a little bit of pressure there. And Forward's just going to football away here, try to make some distance. And, looks like getting to the Sex Pallet. And I think the Dream Witch may commit to the Forward. If you do, this is very risky. No, just going to go ahead and leave him here. And yeah, Dreamwitch still unable to find any of these TVC survivors that they want to chase. This is a very good start for them so far. Able to locate the bot here, but still hasn't found, someone really worth chasing.
Yeah, so the forward did take somewhat of a risk going towards breakables, considering that the Explorer was still over there. Still worked out in their favor though, so that's really good for TVC. They are off to a great start.
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to see the Explorer going away and decoding here. He's actually not going for a password page, possibly trying to, use a play like that in the end game. I think he's going to be able to locate the mechanic here. He does find the bot for a second time. He's going to go ahead and eliminate it, which is pretty good for this Hunter. But again, this is so much time wasted that, TVC gets to essentially just decode for free. And the Hunter really, again, hasn't injured any survivor in this situation. So, a very good start so far. It looks like Explorer 50% on a Cypher, Mercenary working on one. The only downside of the situation for TVC is they've been decoding. They've been rotating a lot, and they focus on de-leeching. And we're going to see the forward get leeched for a second time here. And that does, however, mean that the Cypher rush isn't quite as optimal as they would like it to be.
Yeah, however, we did see the Explorer managing to pick up that one page and actually finish his Cypher. So that's good for them. Forward did have to take a hit there though. Nice job from the Dreamwitch cutting him off there.
Yeah, Owl, a very good Hunter, but TVC is playing this beautifully so far. I mean, we're going to see the forward ball here. Most likely going to see the blink. Can he football away before he gets the hit? Football's away before he gets the hit. Oh, but I don't think he's enough football to transition far enough. He misses the hit. Can he get to the Paladin in time? And it looks like, yes, he is able to do so. Forward has a chance at kiting here. No blink available for the spawn follower. And does have
gets trapped
here.
at this pallet though, so that's really unfortunate. Especially considering he doesn't have any football left. He had to use it all.
I think he can make it to the...
He
can make it to the God pallet. Yeah.
It.
This is incredible. Able to avoid the blink, trying to trap in the forward here. I think he's going to be able to do it momentarily, but it's going to be very difficult. Goes for that hit and does get the down there with the leech follower, but he did force a leech hit. No leech available, so this Dreamwitch for the next 30 seconds is stuck with only using the spawn follower. No Cypher control available because you have to camp with that spawn follower. And the Cypher rush is really popping off for TVC here. Already 3 Cypher machines remaining in progress on 3 different Cyphers. So they've already set themselves up in a winning position here. It really depends on how they're going to play this late game.
Oh yes, definitely. Of course, especially considering this is a Dreamwitch, this is a small map, there is definitely opportunities for Sus to still at least get a tie out of this match. But so far TVC is playing this really well.
Yeah, we're going to see the rescue from the Mercenary. No blink available yet again. We're going to see the leech from the Hunter here trying to trap in the forward, but let's see if the forward has a chance at rebounding here. Going to transition towards Wedding. Ooh, the only downside of this is the Mechanic Cypher machine, so dying here would be really detrimental for the survivors. You really don't want to do this, and yeah, we're going to see the forward go ahead and transition farther away here. And the Dreamwitch will be able to catch up with their hunt and get the down, but he is dying right near that Mechanic Cypher machine. It's going to be very hard on them here. But the Explorer actually has a password page available. They could go pop that machine instantly if they set themselves up nicely here. Mercenary Cypher 50% of the way done. Mechanic most likely will be the one rescuing. I think the Explorer is going to go ahead and just pop the Cypher machine instantly here. And it looks like, yeah, there's the pop. Mercenary does take the hit, but Mercenary Cypher 70% of the way done. If this Mechanic has Tide Turner, they could make the difference here. Gonna go ahead and get that hit there. Mechanic needs the body block. Does take the hit. Can they heal in time though? And no, looks like the Cypher machine not quite done. Unfortunately, TVC. Oh, big misstep there. They played this so well, but it looks like it may be falling out of favor here as there was no Tide Turner on the Mechanic, which you typically would see in a comp like this. So I'm very surprised to not see it be the case here. But looks like Mercenary most likely going to pop the Cypher machine, and they're going to play for the end game here.
So it really could go either way. We have the Explorer who has the leech on him. Now the Mercenary getting leeched at the exit gate. Mercenary does still have 3 elbow pads available, so he is not really too worried there. However, the Explorer needs to be very careful.
Yeah, it does have Blink online in 6 seconds for this follower here. If you're the Mercenary, you need to start thinking about possibly going for Dungeon. Mechanic needs to pressure this exit gate here. We're going to most likely see the Blink. Does get the Blink kill on the Explorer, which is what this Dreamwitch needs to secure a tie. Again, the Hunter only was able to get a 1-person elimination here, so trying to trap in the Mercenary. Will he elbow pad away here?
Nice job
the leech hit.
The Mercenary in there. Is
actually,
still going to be able to turn this into a win. The Mercenary is dying on mention there.
I'm gonna pause it. It looked like the Mechanic was lagging into a wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it real quick.
Alright, we'll just wait here for a bit. So like I said, we do see the mercenary who is dying on the dungeon right there. So that could potentially mean the mercenary will be able to get the dungeon, but since the explorer is going down here, is definitely gonna get shared, and the dungeon is still in play, they are not gonna be able to pull off that rescue. However, in case they want to tie this round, they actually do need to rescue the explorer there. They need to get 3 men out of the gate, otherwise the first round will go to sus, which automatically means that TVC loses all opportunities to get into the playoffs. So it will be interesting to see what they're gonna do, if they are gonna try and push to still get that 3-man escape here. They might be able to if they played well, but it's very unlikely, especially considering the fact that both Mercenary and the Explorer are down, of course. In case the Mercenary was able to get away, they may have been able to try and make a play there. Of course, Mercenary doesn't have Tide Turner available anymore, so it would still be very hard. But yeah, like it's oh, you're back? Alright,
yeah,
great.
We're back. I just was making sure.
So yeah, it's very unlikely they're gonna get 3 survivors out of this game, but TVC will have to try if they want to still make it into the playoffs.
Looks like we're going to see him go after the mechanic here, trying to pressure this X-Gate as much as possible. Ooh, we are going to see the mechanic go down, unfortunately. And looks like going to be put on the rocket chair. Doesn't know where the mercenary is, I don't think. So we'll be able to see. Yeah, this is just kind of unfortunate. TVC again played this early game so well. If the mechanic did have Tide Turner, they would have set themselves up in a position where they could have secured a win. But unfortunately, that broken window's there. A little bit unfortunate. And it looks like we're going to see if the mercenary could possibly heal up and get this dungeon here.
Yeah, however, it will not really make that much of a difference. The Explorer is gonna be sent back to the manor. Especially considering the tension isn't out just yet. We also will likely see the mechanic fly off too. So yeah, that's just really unfortunate. There's not a lot, sadly, that TVC could do in the end of this game. They played really well, especially that early game that was a pretty much perfect early game for TVC. It's just the forward dying at that last Cypher, the mechanic not having Tide Turner in that case, making it so that the forward didn't survive until that Cypher pop. And from there on, and it's generally known, especially on maps like Red Church, having Dream Witch with that detention is still very able to eliminate several people, even if the Cypher machines have popped. Because she just has that map pressure, she is able to pressure both gates, and that's basically what we saw happen here, which is really unfortunate for TPC. They tried really hard. But yeah, that endgame just kind of cost him, and I'll definitely took the best out of that situation and turned this into a 4-man elimination, even though they just had the best early game possible.
Absolutely.
However, we are still definitely gonna play the next matches, so definitely stay here if you want to see more. Even though TVC with this will lose the opportunity to make it to the playoffs, we're just gonna continue. So yeah, we'll be right back.
what am I doing?
Welcome back to the second round between Sus and TPC. So Sus managed to win the first round with a huge lead in the end, which is really surprising. TPC had an amazing early game in their survivor round, but Sus still managing to turn it into a 4-man elimination, which was really well played on their end. Also for Sus Survivors round, managing to get a 3-man escape, even though, once again, TPC did have a really good start, but Sus, especially coming in with that forward, really well played. So that put them at a lead of 8 points to 1.
What the fuck?
And we do see they're disappearing
we
now.
lost the hunter.
So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on here.
There we go. Okay.
And we are about to head into the second one. Like I said before, TPC sadly not able anymore to make it into the playoffs as Sus won their first round. TPC needed to win both rounds against Sus in order to still make it to the playoffs. So yeah, that's it's really unfortunate to see, but we're just gonna continue the second game, as this is also, of course, for the sake of just having fun, just having a good time playing against some different teams. Of course, for these teams too, this is, of course, a community-hosted tournament league. This does mean that for these teams, this is also very valuable practice in a tournament-style setup. Hence why you're just gonna continue, and I really am thankful for both teams that they also just want to pull it through, because that does show some great sportsmanship. So yeah, we are just waiting for the hunter to ready up here, and then we are gonna see the second round.
Alright, anyways, we're waiting for, yeah, here we go. Yeah, again, sorry about that, guys. It's been a stressful day for a lot of reasons, but it looks like we're gonna have it looks like we're gonna have a violinist band from the Survivor side here, basically saying they're willing to go against the Axe Boy yet again. It was a very good start for the TVC Hunter, using that Axe Boy last round, but a good comeback from Sus. So they're basically just saying they think that, we can if we can play as well as we did in the last round, we can potentially turn around matches and make comebacks. So we'll have to see what this Hunter opts to go for yet again. We're gonna see a Mercenary and a Seer band. The Seer band isn't quite as common anymore. However, it really depends on what the Hunter opts to go for. Oh, hovering over a Bonbon. That's very surprising if they do go for that Seer band. Typically, would see something more along the lines of Mercenary and Mechanic. As as a Bonbon, you can simply chip off the Seer's Owl easily. And from the Survivor side, it looks like we're gonna have that double Rescuer plus the support character with that with that Cowboy and the Decoder. From with that Mechanic. So we'll have to see how that goes up against this Hunter here.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see, especially if he indeed is gonna play Bonbon. Very interesting to see a Seer band, so might still switch off. However, the map is Arms Factory, not necessarily a bad map for Bonbon here. However, it does also make a good map for Dream Witch, so it would be very interesting to see them just switch off, go for that, or maybe go for something else, maybe something like Sculptor, maybe another X-Boy. Anything could still happen. Of course, they could also still go with that Bonbon, but it would be somewhat surprising, as normally you would see a Mechanic ban for Bonbon instead, as she is a bigger counter to Bonbon and Seer, and does seem like indeed we are gonna see X-Boy instead. Just gonna wait for the Hunter to lock into this before actually making any judgments again for Sus. We are gonna see a triple harassment team comp, only this time with the Wildling instead of the Better.
Yeah, looks like absolutely going for again, they have two harassers to work with. However, the Wildling and the Forward typically make a very good combination, because again, they do promote that rotation. Wildling, it's pretty much unchaseable once you get on that boar as a Hunter. There's not much you can really do to actually down them. You know, with the forward as well, that football can really buy a lot of time, plus that increased vaulting speed. So it's really going to come down to whether or not this hunter, again, can find that mechanic and the cowboy in the early game. Just waiting on the final character selection. And I'm really surprised to actually see the Bonbon with no mechanic ban. Mechanic is typically the first thing that you like to ban, you know, when you go with that Bonbon. But without the mechanic ban, it's going to be a little bit harder on this hunter to slow down that Cypher Rush. We'll really have to see. You do have 3 slow decoders, however, with that forward, Wildling, and Cowboy. So I guess banning the Seer really does remove any sorts of rotation. You know, you can't call it the key spawn as the survivor side, but it's a lot harder. You know, you can't really see where the hunter's going at the start of the match. So it could make the difference here, and we'll have to see how Snow Wolf was able to play against these survivors in this round. Looks like we are going to see, this is going to be a water tower spawn from this Bonbon, which means 2 people actually spawn near Shack, which is most likely the most common place for this hunter to rotate to instantly here. It is actually the mechanic at that Cypher. He does see the Cowboy off in the distance, so actually a good nice play from the Cowboy, drawing away this hunter, you know, kind of drawing the attention towards him instead of going towards that mechanic. And, you know, we'll see what the Cowboy's able to do in this area. And this is a pretty tough area for a Cowboy, as there isn't really many pallets to get lasso. There are a couple in this back, you know, this deep ruins area, but not so much, you know, as it typically would be in other situations and other places. We're going to see the Bonbon looking around for this character here, does locate the Wildling, and he does actually have, he has teleport and quenching effect, so most likely going to teleport after the mechanic here, once that teleport and quenching effect does come online.
Yeah, however, it does give the survivors a 50-second head start, of course. Only person who's really been pushed off the side for now is the Wildling. There we go with the teleport onto the mechanic. Mechanic coming prepared for that, already having some distance, not necessarily in the best area for her. But we'll see if she can make do with this.
Yeah, looks like we're going to see that left-right build from the mechanic. Oh, excellent bomb chain from the Bonbon, getting that first hit there on the mechanic. Again, no Seer available. It was banned, so it's going to be a little bit harder for this mechanic to cut here. Excellent second bomb chain. Two quick hits on the mechanic here. Can he get the down? Kind of has her trapped in a bit of a rough area here. Let's see how the Bonbon can capitalize from this. But a good job from the mechanic transitioning towards this next pallet here, and is going to swing at the pallet. Does get the pallet stun, but we are going to see a, looks like we are going to see a bomb hit register as well. So a little bit of a double-edged sword there for this player here, but it looks like 2 bombs available. Can he get this chain? If he wants, you know, a chance to stay in this match, he needs to get this mechanic down as quick as possible.
Yeah, the mechanic is doing a really good job hiding here. Does of course have her bot out too. We see the Wildling having some really good progress onto his Cypher Machine. Mechanic sadly going down, but they can honestly just decide to sell the mechanic here, as she can just decode with her bot on the chair. Not sure if they will actually do so. They might actually try and go for this rescue, but they aren't forced to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're going to see, looks like it is going to be anyone coming in for the rescue. I don't believe that's going to be the case. Oh, Wildling's actually transitioning in here. I actually don't expect him to rescue, because Wildling most likely in this situation will run around this area, give Tinnitus to the hunter. And oh, he's going for the save, though. This is very risky. Does get the hit.
Ooh,
there's the bomb hit
nice
on the Wildling.
rescue.
He's able to make the save, but I think it was after half, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was right before half, if I'm right.
Okay,
so it was beautifully done from the Wildling.
We're going to see the mechanic keep transitioning over here in this area. A lot of bombs to work with for this Bonbon, almost a full presence as well. And just kind of forcing the mechanic into this corner here. Good job from the mechanic dying away you know, from the Cypher Machines as far as possible. But good trap there from the Bonbon to secure the down. And looks like he's going to try to... he's taking him to this outer Cypher. This is very risky, considering there's a harasser. Forward's going to go for a stun. Very good patience from the Bonbon to drop them. Again, not going for that swing. They do know this forward likes to go for that you know, that spinning strategy with the stun.
Be able to yeah, she's got to struggle free here. Oh, this is huge. Oh, and, sadly gets down immediately. That's really unfortunate.
Very far. And yeah, the desperate fight coming into play here, buying a little bit of time there. We're going to see these bombs get dropped. Very good patience from the Bonbon. And gets the drop before the stun. Very good job from the Bonbon. Gets the hit on the forward as well. Excellent patience from this Hunter here. And they do have the last Cypher Machine at 50%. Let's see what the forward can do, possibly going in for a stun here. And going to drop these bombs here. And I don't think the forward, yeah, not going to go for the stun there. Going to go ahead and share them, which means no stun on share available. So I expect the survivors most likely to just pop the Cypher Machine here. I'd be very surprised if they transition in for a save in this situation, but looks like possibly the Cowboy's going to try here. It's going to be very close. So this Bonbon does have max control for, or at least 2 on control free, which means that the this character does bleed out a lot faster. But possibly going in for a double save.
Oh no,
misses the stun.
get the
Can he
stun?
get the bomb hit? Does get the hit and the down on the forward. Cowboy's going to try to make the rescue, but can he get it in time? There's the jump over him.
Oh no, gets the dirt shock! No way!
Incredible gameplay from this Bonbon, getting a double stuff on a double rescue there. And we're pushing for the end game here. Detention on this character as well, which means it's going to be very hard for the survivors to kite as much as possible. Again, keep in mind, there's not a lot of pals for this Cowboy to lasso in this area. Excellent bomb chain there. Does have the timer bomb available. Gets the down on the Cowboy. And it looks like the Wildling is able to get the exit gate open in time. And this will at least secure a tie for this Hunter.
Yeah, so really, well, good job on Sus for getting this tie. Amazing job, of course, from the mechanic. Great early game. Bonbon managing to get the double stuff though. That was beautiful. That Cypher Pop really saving them there. Still managing to get the tie out of that. But that was a close one for Sus. They almost lost that one due to that one rescue there that just didn't take place. So really well played from Guard 26. Definitely showed why this character is such a strong camper. But nonetheless, really well played from Sus. Great job with the Cypher Rush too. This is definitely the hardest counter to Bonbon, which is also why we said that mechanic gets banned a lot when the Hunter decides to go for this Bonbon. So yeah, just overall really well played for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see, even without the mechanic ban there, the Bonbon still able to set themselves up in a position where they were able to secure that tie. Very good patience with the forward. We saw that that forward, the forward from the Sus side being able to play to very high difficulties with those controls, able to hit some incredible stuns in the previous weeks of this league. But today the Bonbon was really prepared. This character, or this Hunter was prepared for the stuns, able to drop the survivor instead of going for those balloon hits, which is a little bit safer, and it did pay off for them ultimately here. And I think that really did make the difference in the match. There was an excellent stun from the forward, but again, the Bonbon able to drop just in time. So yeah, it is 2-2 for this first half of this second round. We'll see how the TVC survivors can go against the Sus Hunter moving on to this next part of this next round.
Yes, we will be right back. Alright, welcome back to the second half, second round. So we just saw TPC clutching the tie there against Sus with a beautiful stuff. So we are gonna see how this match is gonna turn out. Of course, Sus being in the lead point-wise also won the first round, so they are definitely at an advantage.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna see a sculptor band from the Survivor side here. Looks like they're really basically saying like we're prepared to play against a Dream Witch here. We did see them, TVC played against that Dream Witch in the last round very well. A very good comeback from that Hunter to secure the 3-person elimination in the long run. A couple unfortunate missteps from the TVC survivors did cost them the match there, but it looks like giving them the Dream Witch, looks like TVC is basically just saying, we are confident in playing against your Dream Witch, and we're going to go ahead and let it out here, and let's see how they're able to combat this here. We're going to see a Mechanic and Mercenary band, so this is going to be a little bit different. So if TVC does want to go against that Dream Witch, it's going to be a little bit harder because now you're playing a round 2 Dream Witch. The difference between a round 1 Dream Witch and a round 2 Dream Witch is quite significant. The Hunter does have an option of banning 1 extra survivor, but it looks like Owl possibly not going for it here, hovering over some other Hunters. Looks like maybe Bloody Queen, maybe Wu Chang. Wu Chang not too strong on a map like Arms Factory, but no, hovering back over that Dream Witch here. So
it would be very interesting to see a different Hunter coming into play, especially a Hunter like Blood Queen. Of course, part of the old meta got kind of nerfed to death, sadly, so we don't really see her a lot. However, Sus does need a tie at the very least, so she's definitely playable. However, Sus probably wants to end this round sooner than later, and going in with the Dream Witch can kind of confirm that second round too. And once they win this round as well, it's just GG's. It's the best out of 3 anyway. So, yeah, that's basically what we are looking at right now.
Did I really just see a D's nuts joke in chat? I know we're not going back to that. Like,
oh
my god, I remember back then. Oh.
Yeah, no. You better be prepared. The jokes have made their comeback, and the same goes for the Yo Mama jokes. I've seen them all over English One yesterday, so yeah, I was sadly inform you about that. It's back, and you're not gonna have a good time probably if you are very easy to get tricked into that kind of stuff.
And it looks like TVC made the right call banning the Sculptor here. Looks like Owl not wanting to go back to that Dream Witch here, going for the Bloody Queen instead. Just really TVC really saying we were prepared to play against the Dream Witch. As you saw, they played very strong in the first match. They came out ready to play. Did again an excellent comeback from Owl to secure the 3-person elimination in the long run. But TVC basically saying we're ready to play against it again. If you want to bring it out, going for that Sculptor ban. More worried about that than anything. But it looks like Owl going for the Bloody Queen instead. This is a good Bloody Queen map as well to keep in mind. But so again, looks like they made the right call bringing out Sculptor. We'll have to see how it does play out though in the long run.
That's gonna be so interesting.
Looks like we're gonna see the factory spawn. So the key spawn is at that locker near the factory gate, and we're gonna see the Dream Witch, or sorry, not the Dream Witch, the Bloody Queen immediately rotating towards that area, possibly not going towards the No Man's Land instead. Finds the Entomologist early on here, and is gonna get that first hit on the Entomologist. I'm actually very surprised to see this character being used this early. Actually, I'm surprised to see this character being used at all.
Oh, I've actually, there's definitely some nice plays that are being made with the Entomologist. I have seen some so far, but definitely not really a popular pick. However, she is getting buffed, so maybe we may see some more of her in the future. Would be really fun. This character definitely has some potential, but yeah, this is basically why she still, sadly, is not getting anywhere close to that A tier, because Hunter's like Blood Queen, she doesn't have a lot to counter her abilities.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There isn't a lot she could do, especially with the No Man's Land spawn, with the Mirror going right on top of the Entomologist. It's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a very difficult spawn, definitely for the survivors here, but we'll see how they can come back in this. We're going to see the forward, go for that football, transitioning in for this rescue. Something to note is the Seer was observing the Entomologist up to not use the Owl there. It would have potentially given her time to get her beads back, which she might have been able to use to push herself, which is what we're going to see happen here, using this to create some distance. Going to drop the bees right there to slow down the hunter. Yeah, good timing from this survivor here. Oh, excellent owl from the survivor side here, predicting that blink. Incredible play from the seer. And this is going to buy the entomologist a little bit more time to transition towards 3 pallet here.
That was a beautiful owl.
We're going to see the trap on the entomologist here. Let's see what you can do in this area. Does get the down with the mirror image there. Not much you can do, unfortunately, if you're the survivor. Good job from the Bloody Queen. Securing this second down on the entomologist here. Looking at the decoding progress so far, we have 3 cipher machines with a lot of progress here, but still, the survivor side needs 2 more to go here. And yeah, this is the downside. This map was selected by TVC. This is the downside to selecting a small map like Arms Factory, because against a hunter with, that it's hard to be kited like a Bloody Queen. It's very hard to rotate them in the early game, and you really saw that happen with the entomologist getting found early on.
Yeah, and also a bit unfortunate that, nice harassment from the entomologist with the bees, giving the seer enough space to safely do that rescue despite the early hit. I was about to say it's a bit unfortunate that the entomologist got shared at the seer cipher. Does seem like the seer is still gonna pressure it though. The Blood Queen not taking any risks and just going for the entomologist as not to lose her. So
yeah, looks like we're gonna see them get shared here. We did see the seer with tide turn there, which means no broken windows. It's gonna be a little bit harder to actually be able to hide a Bloody Queen without broken windows, but looks like Seer's gonna go ahead and leave that cipher machine early on there, so there's no chance of him really getting chased unless the Bloody Queen's able to spot him out, which she might have been able to do here.
Yeah, definitely. Those tracks are sadly giving the seer away, and there we go with the mirror. Another beautiful mirror. Ooh. Just didn't quite reach, and the seer is able to juke it. Wow. Nice job
from the seer here. Gonna be able to make it to the pallet as well. Yeah, good job from the seer. Able to kite out the mirror image. That's not easy to do against the Bloody Queen, and we're gonna see him transition as much as possible. Dude, just being able to kite out that 1 mirror image could make the difference here. It does force an extra 15 seconds. And walking through the pallet though, excellent call from the Bloody Queen, walking through that pallet to get the down without use of that mirror image, so did make up time there. Good play from this hunter, and then you're able to put him on a rocket chair here. This is the first time for this year.
And so, of course, we do see the Explorer getting the mirror. However, he is in his small form, so that means the mirror is not very effective to him, as it does not give his location away.
You see the seer kiting this area as much as possible. Ooh, swinging at the pallet, does get the down there. You have the forward available to harass here. Let me just see a trump card switch into excitement here, most likely. Just trying to push the forward away as much as possible. Still half a football available, so let's see if they can bait the forward into vaulting here. Was able to do so. Going to go ahead and use that mirror image, trying to force them away. Forward still with that speed boost to make a little bit of distance there.
Ooh, and the mirror locks into Explorer instead of the forward. But it sadly does not get the stun.
Unfortunate timing from the forward there. And he's going to be able to get the hit on the forward as well. We're going to see him transition towards no man's land. And the only person that can rescue here is this Explorer. We'll have to see if they do carry Tide Turner. I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah, you do see a lot of Explorers actually carry Tide Turner. Oh no, gets the Terror Shock full! Oh, that's unlucky.
Eating the Terror Shock. Excellent mirror image from the Bloody Queen there. That's going to get the down on the Explorer here. He's going to take him to the rocket chair. And this is going to be... No, going to go ahead and drop him here. And yeah, just going for this 4-person elimination. Unfortunately, huge misstep from the TC Survivor. Owl taking advantage there. Exactly what they should do as a top hunter here. Very good gameplay. And it looks like we're going to see... this Bloody Queen just looking for the 4-person elimination. And again, they only need 3 to secure the win for TVC. For Sus here. And it looks like possibly just going to go ahead and look for this forward.
Yeah, I would definitely be surprised if they still manage to get a tie out of this match. It's definitely looking like a 4-man elimination at the moment, especially considering the forward is of course injured, so he would have to find a syringe to at least stand a chance. However, there we go with the mirror image locking into the forward, getting the switch in, and now right on top of him. Explorer did manage to pick himself up, but trying to bait the blink there.
Okay, he's just gonna go ahead and break the power. This is the correct play from the Bloody Queen. If you're in a position where you can't get that blink off, Simply all you have to do is just break the pallet, force the forward to transition with this football, which he's going to go ahead and use here. Going to go for that mirror image. Let's see what he can do. It's going to be tough. Dodges that first hit. Does he have football available to transition? No, unable to do it here. Buddy Queen walking through that pallet. He's able to get the down here. And now you have to find the Explorer. This may take a while. Going to see looking around here. Again, this hunter just needs a 3-person elimination. But, going for the extra points is always fine. It is a tournament setting. This is exactly what you want to do if you are a hunter here. And looking for the Explorer. Again, Explorer is the best hiding character in the game, which means all they have to do is hide in the grass, and it's very hard for a hunter to locate them. The mirror image will not pick them up, and it's gonna be difficult for this hunter to find them. We might have to be here a little while if they're not able to find them too quickly here. Excellent hiding job from this Explorer so far, though.
Yeah, so this we have seen situations like these before, especially Blood Queen is not really able to do a lot against the Explorer since the mirror will not actually show his mirror image. Yeah, we are gonna see the Blood Queen just sharing the fort, acknowledging that she likely will not find the Explorer and probably not wanting to waste too much time, as they only need a 3-man elimination for that win anyway.
Yeah, looks like Bloody Queen's gonna head back over to this area. Probably has an idea that the Explorer is in this area somewhere. But again, it's gonna take it's very difficult to find them. There's so much grass and so many areas where this Explorer can simply just blend in, and it becomes very difficult to actually be able to locate them. So Bloody Queen's gonna check all around here looking for the Explorer. But good hiding job from Juice Worlds thus far. Let's see if he's able to find. No, walk right by him. There you go. That's Explorer hiding for you. It can be very difficult as a hunter to find them. And yeah, we'll have to see if they're how good this Explorer can do. Gonna use that mirror image. Gonna change the angle. This will point towards the Explorer. However, it will not reveal their location, through visibility wise. So, yeah, Bloody Queen's just gonna keep on searching, and we'll see if he's able to make it to the dungeon in time.
It would be very interesting to see if Explorer can actually manage to get to the dungeon. All she really has to do is just stand right on top of it, and there we go. Ooh, Explorer juking that.
Can he get it? Oh, good juke. Can he get it? And he
wow,
gets the dungeon.
Beautiful jukes from the Explorer, still getting the dungeon.
Incredible. Yeah, Bloody Queen did do the job, was able to secure the 3-person elimination, which is what Sus needed, but incredible jukes from the TBC survivor there.
Explorer dungeon escape was absolutely beautiful. Sadly, does not matter for TPC, as this means that they will lose this match as well, as they got a tie in the first round, and Sus then coming in with the 3-man elimination. Really well played, but yeah, I have to give it to the Explorer for that dungeon escape. That was really well played from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, unfortunately not too relevant in the long run, but it's always very exciting to see an excellent play from that survivor there. It really is exciting, and very good, very high level jukes. Very good play to secure that dungeon there for TBC, getting at least the 1 point. And so with that, it will be the win for Sus here. GG's to both teams, and yeah, I think the final score. Do you have the final score? I don't know.
So the final score would be 13 points for Sus, and then we have 4 points for TPC. So yeah, Sus does win with an overwhelming lead. However, still you have to give it to TPC, having some really good plays, especially some great early games, and then topping it off with that Explorer dungeon escape, which was just downright beautiful. You cannot tell me otherwise. But yeah, Sus definitely coming out on top. I think they are still at this moment on top of the Division B bracket as well, so that does say a lot. So yeah, we are definitely gonna see Sus into the playoffs, and sadly we have to say goodbye to TPC here. We are gonna be playing the next matchup next week, so instead of 2 matchups, we are only having 1 matchup today, so do make sure to check in next week to watch Vendetta play against LBM. That will be the last matchup before the playoffs.
Absolutely, yeah. We're gonna have Vendetta versus LBM. That's gonna be a very intense matchup. That will be the fight for second place, most likely, is how that's gonna play out. It does matter who wins that match. It's also gonna matter who plays who going into the playoffs. We're gonna have that match starting first on Saturday of next week. Then we will most likely continue with the playoffs after that. Yeah, GG's to both teams. Well played by everyone. We're approaching the playoffs. It's gonna get very exciting here. The only teams guaranteed so far for the playoffs are Division B is set in stone. That is going to be Legacy, Fusion, and Eden. As for, or sorry, this is for Division A. Did I say Division A? And then for Division B, Sus is guaranteed at first place in the division. Following will be LBM or Vendetta. It will just matter, who wins next week, but and by how many points as well. So we'll see what place those players or those teams rather will end up going in again to the playoffs, which will happen next week. So stay tuned for that.
So we'll see you next week. Bye bye, everyone, and have a